For this episode, we're going to take a little sidetrack and look at pathways of our family. A person looks over a field and thinks, I would like to get to the top of that hill. So he starts to walk across the field, and as he does, the grass and weeds are pushed down by his feet. Later, another person comes along and also decides to go to the top of the hill. She sees the grass pushed down and thinks someone else must have gone this way before, so she follows the trail of footprints. Many others see the same thing and follow along the same way, and thus a path is born and worn. It really does not matter if that is the easiest or most efficient way to go. It just becomes accepted that if you want to get to the top of the hill, that is the way to go. You don't need to think about how to get to the top of the hill, you automatically just follow the path. Over the months and years, the path widens and becomes harder. It may grow from a path to a road or a highway. The automaticity of these paths are good news and bad. It makes moving through life more efficient and allows you to use your attention to do other things while you travel along the path, like listening to the radio or planning what to do when you arrive at your destination. But the path may not be the best way to go and leads to repeating the same mistakes over and over. Once you are on a path, it can be hard to get off of it. Our mind works in much the same way. Our thoughts run in sequential paths like a mental pathway. Once your brain experiences something, it accepts it as true. You will spend the rest of your time looking for evidence to confirm that you are on the right path and it is true. These pathways of what we believe are strengthened either by experience or by information passed on to you from someone you hold as an authority or a valid source of truth. These brain pathways are shortcuts to our thinking. We do not need to use our limited attention to keep reevaluating what we believe is right thinking. But these mental paths can lead to stories that we become stuck on, even when they are not true. When we start talking about our ideas, our friends may start thinking, I've heard this story before. There are far fewer things we believe than what we do not believe, leaving us with a limited network of mental paths. We ignore things we do not believe and literally do not see or hear things that do not fit our mental pathways. We can go through life with eyes that do not see and ears that do not hear. Even our computers have pathways. They're called cookies. They're little pieces of information left on your computer by another computer. They allow for faster digital path connection to places you have been before or go to frequently. For example, when you log in to your bank's website, all you need is a user ID and password. The bank then checks for your bank cookie on your computer and knows it is you trying to log in and allows you to take the short path. If the cookie is not there, you will get a response that will make you take a longer path and answer a series of security questions before you can access the site. These cookies are similar to your mental shortcuts in your brain. The pathways also have a moral and spiritual implication. Proverbs 4 talks about, I instruct you in the way of wisdom and lead you along straight paths. Do not set foot on the path of the wicked or walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it, do not travel on it. Turn from it and go on your way. And again, the path of the righteous is like the morning sun shining ever brighter till the full light of day. Somehow, it's easier to see someone else going down a wrong path than to see our own choices leading us down a bad path. Once you get onto a path, it can be very hard to get off. Christ pointed out the danger of a path in the parable of the sower. Seed thrown on the rock, hard soil of a path had no chance of sprouting new growth. Because paths are automatic, attention is never paid to the new ideas. Paths are traveled with eyes that do not see and ears that do not hear. So, what can we do? Be careful what paths you start going down. Choose only the ones that lead to righteousness, love, and forgiveness. Every once in a while, clear your mental cookies. Or as the Apostle Paul says in Romans 12:2, do not conform to the patterns or paths of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. As we look at where our families came from, we can see the physical, mental, and spiritual paths that they chose and how it brought about the journey of our family.